Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Scorpio for the month of July. Now Scorpio, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings, and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and let's get one more shuffle in here for you, Scorpio. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to purchase them for yourself. Also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, let's see what we have here for you. If you do watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, it would really help me out. All right. Let's go ahead and take 3 of these Kipper cards to clarify as we go along. Let me double check to make sure we're all set up and in view. We'll get right into it. All right, I think that's good enough to me. All right, Scorpio, energy on the bottom. You have the Star. So one of my favorite cards to find in a reading. The Star represents some type of wish being granted or wish coming into your life. It's major wish energy. This can look like a dream, right? This could see you, taking your dream job. This could see you, dream job energy might be coming in. Maybe dream career, maybe dream situation that some of you may be experiencing. The Star can also, it's Aquarius energy, but the Star can also indicate that you are healing from a situation. It can indicate that you are maybe adopting an optimistic outlook or a positive mindset around something. It also is like maybe you being in front of people. So part of your job could maybe involve social media. Part of your job could maybe involve you, giving presentations, being in front of people, managing people, so forth and so on. Very, very nice energy here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else we have. I'll put this up here and let's see what else we have. So right away in the middle, in the overall message, you do have the 3 of Cups. Some of you will be celebrating here in this month. Some of you could be celebrating a career achievement at this time. It depends. I also wanted to say, I think that some of you have an Aquarius placement in your chart. If you do have an Aquarius placement, although I have not recorded the video yet, it'll be out by the time you see this. I would take a look at the Aquarius video. Who knows what's in that Aquarius video, because again, I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm getting a sign to maybe send that your way if you have an Aquarius placement in your chart, moon, rising sign, sun sign, any placement. So this 3 of Cups here, this is you celebrating with others. It's joy, happiness, good times. It can also represent your social circle. It can represent networking in this case, since we're looking at a business reading here. Certainly some of you could be doing some networking in this month that really is maybe, really maybe pays off for you. I definitely feel like some of you could be doing some networking with the Star, you being in front of people, maybe being out there, maybe being visual or visible to others. In the past, you have the 5 of Cups, the Fool, and the King of Swords here. So there's been a little bit of disappointment in a situation here. Something going on in your mind, I will say, with the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords in between those 2 Cups cards. The thing about this 5 of Cups, it can indicate some type of melancholy situation. You can see this person is sort of like worried about these 3 cups, or sad, I should say, sad about these 3 cups that are spilled. But this 5 of Cups really asks you to adopt an abundant or an optimistic mindset here, as you see the 2 cups behind them overflowing, and realize that the grass is always greener on the other side, or whatever the case may be. Or there are always good times ahead in life, right? Sometimes we have challenges, but eventually things start to improve and become better. And that's what I feel like is going on here with the Star and the 5 of Cups energy, where it's like, yeah, you know what, you may have been dealing with some challenging or troubling situations here in the past, but eventually things do improve, right? Eventually things do turn around. This might have been because some of you have been so longing for a new beginning here with the Fool energy showing up. It's like some of you have this is just something that you have been wanting for yourself for a long time. The Fool represents the beginning of a new journey or a new path, and it's the most powerful card in the tarot. It really only comes forward when you're ready. But the thing is, we can't force, you can't hack divine timing, right? And so it's almost like for some of you here, you know that there's been a new start kind of percolating in your mind. You know that you probably are getting a new start at some point. But for whatever reason, it hasn't come in yet in the past, or in the past it hasn't. And this is maybe the source of your melancholy feeling, your down feeling here. And just know that there's a reason for that, right? The universe works in mysterious ways. And, if something's not aligning, it's oftentimes setting us up for better alignment elsewhere. And so that's what I kind of feel like saying here. You have this King of Swords as well. It's possible here that you've maybe clashed with a boss figure. I don't know why I'm feeling that. I think the reason I am feeling that is because you have the Five of Cups with the King of Swords. It's also possible that you see yourself in a leadership role and it just hasn't happened yet. King of Swords is somebody who really helps you get from point A to point B. They will not take an emotional interest in you, but they will help you out in your career. You could also consider the King of Swords to be a subject matter expert, somebody who knows a whole lot, and somebody who people go to for expertise, for knowledge, for wisdom. It is possible that some of you are also becoming that, and maybe this is where the alignment issue is coming around, where it's like there may have been something that you've needed to study or learn or include or pick up for this alignment to happen. And these are all maybe possibilities for you. In your current situation, you have the Eight of Swords, you have the Three of Cups, and you have the Ten of Cups. I actually need to say, it's possible that you do have somebody, or you have people in your corner here with the King of Cups and the King of Cups and the King of Swords. It's possible that somebody would go to bat for you, meaning they would stick up for you, and they may give you a good reference. They may do as much as they can for you, right, within the limitations of what they can do. I also think that you have this Eight of Swords here on your mind, okay, in the upper row. The Eight of Swords says that there's a solution available, but you can't see it because you're stuck in a pattern. You're stuck in a thought loop, so to speak. Eight of Swords says you are trapping yourself in thoughts or in a certain way of thinking or a certain way of doing. It's this idea of being in a loop in your mind. And it's almost like maybe this involves you reaching out to your network, because there's something about your network here, okay, Scorpio, because we have the Three of Cups in the middle to anchor this entire reading. The star, again, you being visible at this time, and then you have these two kings in your corner. They can be any gender, by the way. I do not attach gender to my cards, but it's almost like, it's almost like you can maybe tap into your network, or maybe the solution comes in putting yourself out there and being visible, in signing up for that class or agreeing to take on the project or something like this. There's something related to other people here that's important and maybe also holds a solution. Now, what I would say is, it's always important that you are ultimately doing what is best for you. Okay, it is good to help other people, and it is good to kind of be a team player. That's all good things. But, in the working world, we really have to make sure that we're putting ourselves first. And that doesn't mean to be cutthroat. It doesn't mean to, bring people down with you along the way, or bring people down to bring you up. That's not what I'm saying. But it is saying that, you do have to stick up for yourself, because you won't always, you might have a King of Swords in your corner now, but you won't always. You have the Ten of Cups here as well, which is total happiness. Okay, Ten of Cups is also abundance in the workplace. You can see the young family here. They own the home behind them. I don't think this is about investing in real estate or investment generally. I don't think that this is about this. I think this is about some type of happiness that you can't see coming. So let's just dive into this a little bit more here. In the future, you have the Six of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the King of Cups. You know, King of Cups can be you, okay, as well. So it's almost like maybe you're progressing to the point where you are stepping into a leadership role. If you are stepping into a leadership role, you're somebody who really leads from the heart space. Okay, you're somebody who's an emotional leader. You have a high EQ, emotional quotient. You know, you really take time to get to know people and hear people and listen and hear people out. Those could all be qualities of a leader that you have, Scorpio. And I also think that perhaps some of you are maybe just moving from. I think that there could be a new beginning in that around the areas of leadership for you as well. Somebody might really put in a good word for you or a good reference for you. You have this Two of Wands, which is like being at a crossroads or needing to decide between paths. I think that this is maybe stemming from whatever's been going on here in the past with the Five of Cups and the Fool, okay? It's almost like maybe you've been sitting at the fork in the road for some time now, or you've been standing at the fork in the road for some time now, but the Fool basically just picks a path and goes for it. The Fool's going somewhere, but they don't know where they're going next. They don't know where they're going yet, but they know they're going somewhere. And so it's sort of like, you can't fail, Scorpio. The worst thing that you could do is stand at the fork in the road forever, because the worst thing that you could do is inaction in this case. And so there's a message here around maybe you tapping into your network. There's maybe a message here around you being visible, putting yourself out there, and how important that might be in your next step, in the next leg of your journey, in the next leg of the fool's journey or the hero's journey here. Six of Cups, Six of Cups is something relating to the past. It's also this feeling of what feels familiar, or connecting with what feels familiar or what feels like home to you. And yeah, I think some of you are also quite comfortable being visible. And I think some of you here have a really good, I'm just feeling this for whatever reason, take it as it resonates. I think some of you have a really good sense of people as well. Like, I think you are good at people, okay? Like, you understand who's in your corner, who's not in your corner. This comes natural to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three cards. So you have thoughts, mature woman, and occupation. Okay, I think this is you moving into this is like a maturation process within your career. Okay, the occupation card refers to your job, your work situation. You're maturing in that area, like you're ready to take the next step. And I think that there's been much deliberation here around the next step with the thought. I also think maybe you are taking somebody else's thoughts into consideration, and I don't think that's bad, but I also think, this is your move, like this is your next step to take. And it's possible that maybe you're taking your partner's next, your partner or your significant other is like important in, you're keeping their needs in the back of your mind as you make your next move as well. That could certainly be the case if you are partnered. And so, yeah, but there's this thoughts energy here with the Eight of Swords, something at the mental level that I think you're kind of, you're returning home, if you will. You're returning to what is familiar or what you're at ease with in your career. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. You have the King of Cups coming in once again. Yeah. You have the Six of Swords. You have the Three of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Eight of Swords coming in again. Knight of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, I think some of you are maybe partnered, married, significant other, whatever label you use. And I think that person's, I think that you are ready to make a next move. You're ready to take a next step. And I think that you're taking their needs into consideration as well, which is obviously, if you're in a marriage or, a deep connection with somebody, that's important. And that's what I feel like this is kind of about. But I also think that this has been, I almost feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had between the two of you. And you might have already had this by the time of this recording by the time that this comes out. But with the Eight of Swords twice, King of Cups in the tarot can refer to somebody who's a good partner. And I also said that this could be your leadership style as well, which I do believe that maybe some of you are in that timeline where you lead from the heart space. But you're clearly ready to make a transition here quickly with the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and then also the Fool here, okay? You're very quickly ready to make a transition and move to a new place in your work life. Then we have your network showing up again with the Three of Pentacles. We saw it with the Three of Cups. And so I think you're relying on your network. You're taking their thoughts into consideration. I think you're taking your significant other's thoughts into consideration. And I think ultimately you're making the right decision. Queen of Swords says focus on what is important to you in this case. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, you have the Two of Pentacles. This does not surprise me at all. Two of Pentacles can not only signify changes in finance for the better, but it can also signify weighing options and weighing decisions, which you have choices, options, decisions here in abundance. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.